Hey everyone, it's February 20th, 2023. Today would have been Kurt Cobain's 56th birthday. To celebrate, I thought I would do something a little different. I've gotten many requests to show my entire Nirvana gear collection, and I thought today would be the perfect day to do that. As of February 2023, I have 8 Nirvana guitars, 1 bass, and 7 pedals. Let's start with the bass, and then I'll show my guitars in chronological order as to when Kurt used his. It's hard to know exactly when Kurt purchased his guitars, so I'll be going in order of when we know he first used them live. This is my Ibanez Black Eagle bass. This is the 40th anniversary edition that Ibanez released back in 2015. Chris used Black Eagles throughout Nirvana's entire career, but mainly in the Bleach era. He recorded Bleach with it, and it was his main live bass for that era. There is a great quote from him regarding this bass in this issue of Bass Player magazine. In it, he says,
I played the first Black Eagle on Bleach. I would seriously smash it every night, and it still sounded so good. If you want to get that Bleach sound, like on the song Blue, you just need a Black Eagle tuned to D. That's the sound. I just did that the other day, and it sounded exactly the same.
Now, let's go on to the guitars. First up, ironically, is my newest guitar, the Epiphone ET 270. At this point, I've had it for almost 3 months, and it's the guitar I've been playing the most lately. I had seen people call this the hidden gem of Kurt's guitars, and I fully understand why they say that. It's comfortable and has many great tonal options. Kurt used this guitar from January 1990 to April 1990. It was his main guitar in that time period, and most likely what he used at the Smart Sessions in April 1990. If you want to learn more about his guitar, check out my history of Kurt Cobain's Epiphone ET 270 video. It will be linked here and in the video description. That's my only true Bleach era guitar, so next we'll be jumping into the Nevermind era. First up is my Fender Vandalism Stratocaster. Kurt used his for only 6 months, June 1991 to December 1991. It's crazy to think how iconic it is, considering it wasn't used for that long. This is originally my first guitar, a Squier Strat that I slowly modded over the years to become my Roadworn Vandalism Stratocaster. It has a Seymour Duncan 59N humbucker like Kurt's, and Tex-Mex single coils in the middle and neck position. Kurt's had stock Stratocaster single coils, but I just wanted a general upgrade to my Squier pickups, so I got the Tex-Mex. I absolutely love them. This is probably my favorite guitar for cleans because of them. Next up is my Fender Kurt Cobain Signature Jaguar. This beast needs no introduction. Kurt's main guitar in the Nevermind era, and probably the guitar that is most associated with him. First used on June 10th, 1991, and last seen live on August 6th, 1993. Mine is a Roadworn edition. It was pre-ordered back in late 2011 when these guitars were first announced. I've kept mine completely stock over the years. Tone-wise, this has always been my favorite guitar. It's extremely versatile and can nail basically any Nirvana era. Fender Competition Mustang. Kurt first used his on September 16th at the Beehive Records in-store show, and it is last seen on April 9th, 1993 at the Cow Palace show. This isn't a vintage 1969 Comp Stang. This was my wife's wedding present to me. And aside from some grainy pictures, the only info the previous owner put up was Competition Mustang Cobain mod. When we got it, it was apparent that this was a repaint. When I searched the serial number, I was shocked to see that this is actually a 1993 Fujigen Mustang. That's the same year and factory of Kurt's Utero Mustangs. Kurt's actual competition Mustang recently sold for $4.5 million, making it the most expensive electric guitar ever sold. It came with Seymour Duncan hot rails in the bridge position, but I switched it to a stock single-coil Mustang bridge pickup for my Nevermind Studio Tone Recreation series. Kurt's competition Mustang was stock at the Nevermind sessions. The hot rails and two-pneumatic bridge were not put in his until 1992. And now, we'll be going to the Utero era guitars. My first Fender Jag-Stang, with mods inspired by Kurt's Roseland Mustang. Kurt only used that Mustang in this form once, at the Roseland Ballroom Show on July 23, 1993. Mine is a first run from 1995. It was my first Kurt guitar, and for that reason, I will never part with it and will always have a special place in my heart for red Jag-Stangs. For many years, I had it in semi-arranged stang form, with a full-size Seymour Duncan JB. Last summer, I modded it to Roseland specs with a Seymour Duncan JB Jr. Changing it up so much after so many years made it feel like this guitar got a brand new life. I have been loving the Roseland tone that I get out of it. If you want to learn more about Kurt's and the Roseland Ballroom Show in general, check out my Roseland tone video. It will be linked here and in the video description. Now, here is my other favorite, my Kurt Cobain signature Mustang, modded to Skystang 1 specs. Skystang 1 is Kurt's most played Mustang. It was his #1 guitar on the entire In Utero tour. First seen on the first date of that tour, October 18th, 1993, and used up until Nirvana's last show on March 1st, 1994. Mine is specifically modded to Skystang 1 specs. There is a lot to talk about and dissect in regards to this guitar. If you want to learn more about it, check out my History of Skystang 1 video. It will be linked here and in the video description. Next up is my Eastwood High Flier Phase 4. This is Eastwood's replica of the guitar that Kurt used in the Heart-Shaped Box music video. He supposedly used it live once on the In Utero tour, on October 21st, 1993, but there is currently no surfaced photos or videos to back that up. Even though that makes this technically an In Utero era guitar, I use it mainly for Bleach tones. It does an amazing job at replicating tones from that era. Last, but definitely not least, is my second Fender Jag-Stang. This is a 2021 Jag-Stang that is extensively modded to Kurt's prototype specs. Kurt first used his on December 1st, 1993, and it's last seen on February 27th, 1994. As with Skystang 1, there is a lot to this guitar and all the mods I did to it. If you want to learn more about it, check out my Fender Jag-Stang modded to Kurt Cobain specs video. It will also be linked here and in the video description. And now, we'll go to pedals. This is my Nirvana board as it currently stands, but if you know me, my pedal board is constantly changing. I've had people ask me which order I run my pedals in, so we'll go through it in the order of the signal chain. Arion Stage Tuner, the only tuner pedal that Kurt is known to have used live. Next is my one non-Kurt pedal, my Digitech Drop Tune. Electro-Harmonix Small Clone. This one is a 90s model that I just fixed up. It hasn't been used in any of my videos, but you'll be hearing it soon. Electro-Harmonix Polychorus. This is a mid-90s stereo reissue. And now onto my line of distortion pedals. Sansamp Classic. This is the modern 2021 reissue. My mid-90s Boss DS2. 1992 Boss DS1. And a modern Russian Big Muff Pi that I got for my lithium tone video, but this has become my main distortion pedal in general. Last but not least is my modern MXR Phase 100 that I got for Curmudgeon. And lastly, we'll go on to my lone amp, my Fender Tone Master Twin Reverb. Kurt is known to have used twin reverbs extensively in his career. He recorded the bulk of Bleach with Jack Endino's twin, and occasionally used twin reverbs live. It's also been said that it was his primary amp at home that he used to write songs on. I get a lot of people who like to criticize me for having so many guitars but only one amp. But this is why I don't have any more amps at the moment. I currently have 2 young daughters, a 5-month-old and a 2-year-old, so there are a lot of naps happening in my house daily. So I utilize the ToneMaster's direct out, so I can play and record in my headphones without having the speakers on. Plus, my family currently lives in a townhome, so with sharing walls, it's not ideal to be cranking an amp. Once we are in a different living situation, the first pieces of gear I'll be on the hunt for is a Mesa Boogie and Randall amp. That's my Nirvana gear collection. It's always growing and never complete. I've got some cool things in the works that I'm super excited about. My Nirvana gear family will have some new additions soon, so stay tuned for that. Let me know what you thought of this video. If you enjoyed seeing my entire collection this way, I might do similar video updates in the future as I get more gear. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Nirvana Guitars, and to subscribe and check out my other Nirvana gear videos right here on YouTube.